Hey good people, welcome to the channel. I'm Musically Malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. Today, we're in the 1996 album from Cibo Matto called Viva, La Woman, or as my notes decided to call it because it kept auto-correcting me, Cibo Matto. Shisha. Listen, really excited to get into this one. I have never heard of this band. 1996 female rock band. This reaction video is brought to you by the Highland family. So give it up in the chat for the Highland family for introducing us to this. If you want a video just like this for an album you're passionate about, visit musicallymalnourished.com or click in the description and you can check out the options there. As always, we're going to get in, give each song a listen, make a few comments along the way. I'll keep notes in my handy dandy notebook. That way, after each song, we can talk about the things that stand out and see what other information we can find. I'm excited about this. It's funny because as I'm looking at the track list here, apple, beef jerky, sugar water, white pepper ice cream, birthday cake, know your chicken theme, the candy, like there's obviously a food thing going on here. And so that caused me to like dig in a little bit just to get some background on the band. And let's take a look. Cibo Matto pronounced this Italian for crazy food, was a Japanese American band formed by Yuka Honda and Miho Hattori in New York City in 1994. Their first album, Viva La Woman, had lyrics primarily concerned with food. Let's see. So yeah, that's a little bit about them. We won't get too much into what's going on with this album because we'll discover that along the way. But I have no idea what to expect. Excited to get into it. If you want to go to a specific song, the link and the timestamps are in the description as always. So feel free to check that out or just press play and hang out. Let's get into track 1 titled Apple. I do want to mention one thing that I am annoyed by is this moving. Some of them I don't mind that much. I think it's all AI generated. This one bothers me because it like slides out of the place and then you still have this thing hanging out over here. But on the Apple Music web platform, like the browser, which is the best way that works for the channel, not the Apple Music app, you cannot turn this animated cover art off. So I'm going to try not to pay a lot of attention to it. Very cool cover art otherwise, but the movement thing bothering me a bit. Apple, please give me control over that in the browser if you love me at all. Okay, enough talking. Let's get started. Cool. It sounds like somebody speaking in Japanese, maybe from a show or something. Be pretty experimental, I can imagine. I love the experimentation with the sounds here. Moving from these kind of sci-fi sounds, then they went into the guitar. There's almost this like flute type sound. Hey, I'm ready to get a little weird. I don't know if it's going to get a little weird, but based on the cover art, on the food names, on the kind of introduction here in the first track, I feel like we are going to get into some very experimental places, and I'm here for it. Okay, a few things. It will be curious to see, because obviously the title, Apple, there's more going on here. They're not literally singing about apples. I can't fully understand, and that's part of like a new artist learning their songwriting and how they approach different things. It feels like there's more here to like about time, about seasons, about change, possibly about loss. And so we'll see. The other thing is, I'm curious to see their kind of vocal capabilities, because in the kind of longing moments, the ha's, those type things, you can obviously see they have vocal capability. In the delivery of the verses and the chorus and all of that, it was very much more like the talking type, whispering. So I really am interested to see where they continue to go with all of that. There's a lot of texture on the song. Like I was saying, I mean, you've got all these kind of different sounds going on, but you've got this like whoa, whoa, whoa going on a lot, and then it transitions into a different sound, kind of seamlessly transitions into the guitar, and then you get that like a chugga chugga type deal. So I'm expecting some cool guitar work throughout this, which will be a lot of fun. And so yeah, we'll see as we keep moving through, but let's go over and pull this up over on Genius. See what we can find out. Yeah, I love this. When Earth drinks in squall. Because when I think of squall, it's typically like maritime. You know, there was a squall that came up. So it almost makes me think of like when the Earth drinks in squall, when the Earth drowns, when the Earth, I don't know, something like that. So let's see squall definition. Squall is a sudden sharp increase in wind speed that lasts for several minutes, often accompanied by heavy rain, snow, or thunderstorms. And so when I see this, when Apple leaves fall, right, that just means, to me, it sounds kind of like a changing of seasons. You may feel something in your mind's eye, which is kind of like your third eye, you know, your perception. So something changing when the Earth drinks in squall, to me, that just sounds, which it could be seasons, you know, not necessarily the end of the Earth, but like a rainy season. You may plan to escape on the sly. So you're trying to get out from somewhere? This could be a relationship thing. I heard her sobbing. Her tears tasted so sweet. I heard her singing. Her voice was gray beat. So then I'm like, man, I wonder if she's speaking of the earth. When her tears tasted so sweet when you heard her sobbing. So then you're like, oh, is her tears falling down to the earth? But then it speaks of the earth drinking and squall here, so I don't think so. No about on it. We may just have to kind of pick up as we learn more, you know, about the band as a whole, as we keep kind of moving through their stuff. Maybe we'll take a quick look and see if there's maybe like a Reddit article or something. Apple meaning Cibo Matto. So this abstract poetic lyrics about seasonal change, emotional parting, bittersweet sorrow. Lines about a figure crying. Distant haunting voice suggestive of bittersweet meditation on grief, memory, inevitable goodbye. Yeah, I don't see... Does anyone listen to Cibo Matto? I am. And if you're watching this, maybe you are, or maybe you're taking a listen and discovering them for the first time. All right, let's see where they go next. The second song is Beef Jerky. Okay, a little jazz.
My weight is 300 pounds.
What?
My favorite is beef jerky. I'm a vagabond. I'm a vagabond. My mom says you are kinky. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Lay down here, baby. Just relax. Honey, my baby host is Jennifer. What the beefy hip. She has a fine coat of what shiny hair. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Who cares? I don't care. I hope she laughs. She's better than yours. Let's eat carrots together until Let's eat carrots together until
Let's let the next one roll, and then we'll go take a look. I'm just curious to hear more. Sugar water.
the velocity of time turns her voice into sugar water.
So pretty.
I'm on a concrete way. The wind is blowing to the northwest. It smells like a scent of the southern island. When a black cat crosses my path, a woman in the moon is singing to the earth. A woman in the moon is singing to the earth. La la la, la 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 la, la la la.
I've heard this melody somewhere. Maybe in a movie? Could be somewhere on social media, you know. Sounds just move around all over the place.
I'm riding on a camel that has big eyes. The buildings are changing into coconut trees, little by little. When a black cat crosses my path, a woman in the moon is singing to the earth. A woman in the moon is singing to the earth. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, 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 la 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 la,
I love that so much. So pretty and haunting at the same time. I was not trying to imitate her. Water. Water. Yeah, texture is just what keeps coming to mind, and it's definitely very experimental sounding, but the different sounds, the different music and things like that in each of these is really interesting. And obviously the lyrical content is really interesting. Part of me wonders with which they do, they mention apple in the first song, they mention beef jerky in the second song, sugar water, all those things. So they're in every track. So I don't think they're just fully trolling us with song titles. Okay, let's see. Let's go look at beef jerky. And it makes me curious about their upbringing, you know, their stories, what influenced them, and this kind of style of music. Because obviously they're primarily leaning on that kind of talking style as they're singing. But you can see, you know, even in beef jerky, who cares? I don't care. you know, a switch up in that. Same with the first song at the woos, and then they do the same thing in Sugar Water. La, la, la. Okay, my weight is 300 pounds. My favorite is beef jerky. I'm a vagabond. My mom says you are kinky. So interesting. I'm like, okay, is this a person? I don't think it's a horse. I guess it could be the baby horse that's being referenced here. You know, if she's speaking about this horse, I feel like part of what is going on here is maybe talking about a person, almost like Animal from Pearl Jam. I'd rather be with an animal. The whole point is just like, it's such an insult, right? Like, you are such an insufferable person, or you are so non-desirable. I would rather be with an animal, you know, and that's kind of the heart of that song. And so here, I feel like it's kind of a similar thing. I'm not necessarily saying in a sexual way or anything like that. I'm just saying there is this, like, even the idea of not being a real horse, right? And just using the imagery because somebody can get called a horse's ass. Like, that's just who you are. And so the idea is like, you are such an insufferable person. I would rather be with, you know, some other insufferable person, a horse's ass, than with you. But it could also, like, I don't think it's promoting bestiality is what I'm saying, but it could be using it in the same way that Pearl Jam did with Animal. Then you get laid down here. Baby, just relax, honey. My baby horse is Jennifer. What a beefy hip. Which is kind of the horse's ass. She has a fine coat of fur, what shiny hair. But then, like, who is Jennifer? And is she speaking about the person that she would be with? Let's eat carrots together until. I feel like there's some subtext here. Isn't it bag of bone, not vagabond? The lyrics on Apple Music as well said vagabond. Okay. It's until? Until when? Eat carrots until? So curious, man. And as always, you know, if you guys have other insight, if you know the band, you know a little bit more about what's going on, feel free to share. I won't get hung up too much on the lyrics and stuff like that, you know. Okay, let's see. This says easily Japanese duo Cibo Matto's most recognizable song, largely because of the famous music video directed by the marvelous Michel Gondry. I don't think I've ever seen the music video, but we'll work to get music videos, live performances, all that stuff up over on Patreon. Such a surreal psychedelic song, feels like a vivid mental trip. Played on Buffy season 2, episode 1. The velocity of time turns her voice into sugar water. Sugar water can be a metaphor for something that has a form but no real substance, like how sugar water can be drank but provides no vitamins. As time goes by, the words that she says eventually lose their meaning. Or it could be the idea of sugar water is like something sweet. I'm on a concrete way, so this sounds like in the city. The wind is blowing to the northwest, right? Smells like sands of the southern islands, so bringing up the sense of a distant place, you know, into the city. It's a great, like, parallel here. The idea of being in the city and thinking of a place far away. And I was curious with this, a woman in the moon and a black cat. Obviously, we know a black cat is attached to superstitions. Is the woman in the moon also some sort of superstition maybe I don't know about, or a fable? And is there kind of a connection between them? I'm sure this annotation is just going to talk about black cats often seen as an omen of bad luck. In Japan, where both members of Cibo Matto are from, they're seen as a sign of good luck and protection. Oh, that's interesting. La la la. So this, the woman in the moon, is singing. I'm riding on a camel that has big eyes. The buildings are changing into coconut trees little by little. So again, this sounds like movement out of a city and into a place, you know, maybe a more desirable place. It could be the idea of you're taking sugar water shower. Yeah, maybe it just has to do with like transitioning into a better season, you know, or things again changing, which seem to be a theme in Apple. Okay, let's go to track 4, White Pepper Ice Cream. Yeah, you got Cityscape. I love the music, man.
White pepper ice cream. It's like a line drawing. It snipped my heart. White pepper ice cream. In my mouth, it stings my lips. It's like a quips. As I'm in the crossword puzzle, but I can't fill in the blank. White pepper ice cream. Sweet or spicy? White pepper ice cream. Sametigal. Sametigal. Which is the first word? Sweet or spicy? Sametigal. Sametigal. It's all the same to me. I was shocked with parts of pepper on my lips. I feel a nip. Black and white, Bonnie and Clyde. Black and white, Bonnie and Clyde. It steals my sight under cover of night.
Like a plane taking off. We ran away from I feel like this would be a great sample for a rap song. Okay. Man. Obviously got this, so the cityscape sounds. Got this like distant, jazzy trumpet going on. White pepper ice cream. We're gonna have to look up white pepper ice cream. I'm sure it's a thing. Which I enjoy some like strange ice creams, you know, that are kind of like this mixture of savory and sweet. It's not my go-to, but shout out Dairy Queen Blizzards. We have a really like great ice cream shop where I live that's all made in the shop, and they do some interesting flavors and stuff, but there's a Dairy Queen like right next to it, and I am a sucker for a Blizzard. Okay. But then you have this like spicy, sweet, black, white, Bonnie, Clyde. I don't know if it's kind of this play on a yin-yang, like two complementary things, or if they're meant to be like opposed. But even in the idea of a white pepper ice cream, whether it's the thing you like or not, they're meant to be complementary. That's the whole point. It is a yin and a yang. I'm curious about the crossword puzzle and fill in the blank. And then there was some foreign language in here. So we'll see about that. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll just hop over here. In my mouth, it stings my lips. It's like eclipse. As I'm in the crossword puzzle, but I can't fill in the blank, which feels like this kind of confusion. Okay, this is a French phrase for I don't care, I don't mind. Literally means it's the same for me. Which is the first word, sweet or spicy? Like, which one comes to you first? But it's all the same to me. I was shot with bullets of pepper. On my lips, I feel a nip. Which seems to me like the spicy comes first. Which is the first word, sweet or spicy? It's all the same to me. I was shot with bullets of pepper. On my lips, I feel a nip. Yeah, I'm trying to approach their writing. You know, I don't feel like the writing is maybe meant to be looked at too scrupulously. I don't think it's meant to be maybe literally deciphered versus more of like, okay, I kind of feel what they're saying. But I am always interested from an artist, it doesn't matter who they are, the kind of catalyst or impetus, the root idea of what even causes them to begin this kind of stream of consciousness, this putting together of these things. What are the pictures that are going on in their mind as they're writing? Because different bands, and I caught heat for this when I did the Beatles' Abbey Road. That was my first experience with the Beatles, and then my hope now is to go back and start at the beginning with the Beatles, and do an album of theirs from time to time. And so I was just learning them, and, you know, people were very defensive of the Beatles and me kind of looking into their songs and trying to figure them out. And it's not always, you know, I've learned over time as we've been doing this channel when to kind of press and when not to, and when to just let it be. Pun not intended. But even in that, even if the song is written in a sense to troll, which is supposedly, I think, what John Lennon would do from time to time with some of their songs, even if that's the point, those are things I'm interested in, you know? So it's not even that I have to get, okay, well, what's the deeper philosophical meaning here? I enjoy that. But even if it's like, no, we're writing this because we were a little annoyed at people drawing things out of our lyrics that weren't really there, that information in and of itself is still an artist had a spark, had a thought, had a visual that set something off inside of them to begin writing or just begin singing. If they're not even writing, if they're literally just singing whatever comes to mind. That's still interesting information to me. Let's look at White Pepper Ice Cream real quick, and then we'll move to the next song. Let's see. So White Pepper Ice Cream is a unique culinary dessert featuring a sweet custard base infused with subtle earthy heat of ground white peppercorns. Sweet and creamy up front, warm, sharp, woody finish from the white pepper, often served alongside tropical fruits like mango or banana with dark cherry sauce. Rich and smooth custard base. Explores the sensory paradox of the desert through surreal lyrics asking sweet or spicy. Let's see if anybody's talking about it. Cibo Matto is oddly obsessed. Let's see what this is. Ice cream never seemed so unappetizing, but the world of music should be grateful to wacky Japanese rappers Cibo Matto for introducing us to this alternative dietary outlook. Food and music, anywhere, really, usually means good. It's sensual and, well, it usually tastes good. But Viva, La Woman, allows us to look deeper into our palates by reinventing the realm of culinary imagery. This deeper look arises from the dark musical tone, which contrasts with its seemingly goofy gastronomic theme. The record strays very little from simplistic, somewhat choppy percussion arrangements, but it uses the conservative background as a mixing bowl for eerie trumpet snippet, slicing keyboard clips, engineered by Yuka Honda, and the whispering, singing, screaming, and rapping of lead singer Miho Hattori. Miho and Yuka, both of whom had recently relocated from Japan, met in New York's Lower East Side in '94. Soon, the two began to experiment with various music styles. After every practice and performance, they indulged themselves by sampling the diverse selection of foods in the city. That's fun. Over these meals, they formed the idea of Cibo Matto, Italian for food madness. The two referenced foods in everyday conversations as well as their songwriting because of their initial difficulty with mastering the English language. Ironically enough, these expressions reveal a greater, or at least more creative, hold on the language than most native speakers have. Their style is reminiscent of The Doors, without the droning organ and the substitution of Miho's broken English, and constant shrieking for Jim Morrison's howls. The bass lines are ditto-ish, and the trumpets resemble Cake. Hey, we just did a Cake song on one of our recent mixtapes. The songs undertake... One second, how long is this article? Okay, it's not much longer. This is interesting to me. The songs undertake the goal of explaining some human experience, physical or emotional, through descriptions of various foods. The actual foods often seem to have little to do with the true meaning of the lyrics, but serve as veiled references or metaphors for the true subject of the song. White Pepper Ice Cream, for example, is an oblique... Oh, they're going to talk about beef jerky. Maybe. Is an oblique reference to a bodily fluid that can indeed only be obliquely referenced. Oh. Each track has a distinctive sound: beef jerky, know your chicken, birthday cake, or upbeat with catchy hooks, more lighthearted emotional commentary. The intense sensuality and meaning is best displayed in Artichoke. Okay, this gives me, I know you may be like, oh, he's spoiling stuff, but I feel like it at least gives me kind of a frame of reference, except now I'm going to be viewing everything through like, wait, what are they talking about there? Okay. For the easily confused theme, helpfully describes the theme of that. Okay, I won't read that. Like the ice cream example, some of the symbolism is a little disturbing. Maybe you don't want to connect ice cream with that. And sometimes too intellectual for casual listening. The music is captivating enough to help you overcome the distaste. Okay, well now it's like, I need to revisit some of the songs. Okay, well, let's keep pressing on. I mean, I knew there was a subtext going on here. All right, let's go to track 5, titled Birthday Cake. That's cool.
Sweet. Yes, I'm cooking for my son and his wife. It's his 30th birthday. Pour berries into my bowl at the milk of 2 months ago. It's more than mom, isn't it? I don't give a flying fuck about. Love. Sweet. You were born in the 60s. We made the war with the Vietnamese. We love LC, we die easily. Can we just say, shut up? So what, for your own sake? Do you have a headache or a heartbreak? I'm broken by the birthday cake. You and me so on the uptake. I put a pot in the birthday cake. So what, say what, for my own sake? Watch out, yo, here come you. I'm gonna change your
Going on a trip.
Do you agree? Yeah, I'm taking turkey. Take it from me. I'm gonna show my love for my dad, but it's more than mom, isn't it? Extra sugar, extra salt.
It's wild, dude.
Extra sugar, extra salt, extra oil, energy, you know my love is sweet. Love is very sweet.
Okay, see, now this is where I'm like, I don't want to view everything through a sexual lens, which obviously you could do. Eating cake, beating up the cake, okay? But the other side to me is like, then she goes into obviously talking about the Vietnam War and psychedelics and putting pot in the cake and seeming to go on a trip. And so I don't know if it's this idea of, oh my gosh, dude. I don't know if it's this idea of like cake to, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It does seem like there's a little bit more information on this song, though. Song's about making a cake, no doubt. What for? Well, it's a song about a mother wanting to make a birthday cake for her son and wife, which is why I don't want to like go anywhere strange with it, because I feel like when you bring in making a cake for son and his wife, for me, I'm like, okay, I think we can disconnect it from that idea. But the mother is a little cuckoo. She's just making a mess, much to her son's uncomfortableness. There's also a rumor the mother is making the cake so the son and wife could have energy, okay, to have sex for she wants grandchildren. Which again, when I read these things, it's not me taking everything for fact. It's just information. And then I kind of am like, or yeah, I get that. Let's see. The Good Old Days. Song is enthusiastic, especially like the guitar riff in the chorus. Shut up and eat. Yeah, I guess the kind of what I was saying is her idea is like, well, I'm making a cake for you. Like, cake is always a happy time. So just shut up. But this idea of milk of 2 months ago. Hook of the song is the mother telling her son to stop complaining, eat the cake, even if it's bad. She's also pulling the mother card while telling him she loves him. You don't want it? I love you. You should want it if you love me. Pretty self-explanatory. The mom's using old moldy milk for the cake. I don't know this word. Nouveau? She's saying the cake is good, rich and fresh. They should tear the whole thing down. It's food nouveau. Let's see. Nouveau. It's the masculine plural form of the French adjective meaning new, used to describe more than one masculine noun. Spoken as nouveau, sounding identical, okay. Means new in the sense of recent, current, or recently arrived. It's food. It's new food. Shape of love. The pre-chorus makes a metaphorical statement about the condition of the world, overwhelmingly full of vice, temptation, instant gratification, sugar and salt, wrapped in the overall metaphor of a mother baking a cake for her adult son and his wife. The mother has created this world with love for the following generation, but this world is made from spoiled milk and extra everything, which makes it unhealthy and sickening. Old milk is the mindset born of a world of scarcity and strife, a world in which more is almost always better. Sorry, this guy wanted to come hang out, and he was looking from the ground, and he jumped all the way up to his little bed here. Say hello. Okay. Oh, yep. There we go. You good now? Gonna chill? Or chase things on my screen? Okay. I actually really like what this thing is saying. So, the world in which more is almost always better, but at some point reality changed. The abundance of our world means that more production isn't always better. Sometimes it has consequences that poison us all, physiologically as well as psychologically. Extra sugar, extra salt, compared with the previous generation, has the world sick. Extra oil and energy has both the symbolic meaning of the ingredients of the cake as well as the literal meaning of the world producing massive amounts of oil and energy compared with the previous generations. We've been handed a sick world full of temptation by an unhinged, misguided generation before us. They're appalled that we don't appreciate the work they've done for us in the regard. This song's basically a huge, angsty, satirical, okay, boomer. Yes, I poisoned and drugged the cake I made for you, but it's because I wanted to give you everything. Sorry, Mom, the cake sucks. You ruined it, and it's sad that you can't see that. Dang. Well, and then there you go. We were born in the 60s. We made a war with the Vietnamese. We loved LSD. We died easily. Can we just say c'est la vie? So let's keep reading this. I actually really like this interpretation. At least it fits well in what it's saying to me. You know, this mom's like, there is a new generation, her son and his wife, who will, you know, the idea would probably be they will have children and continue a generation. And so her from the previous, I made this for you. And then the son's like, yeah, but like, that's not good. We can't eat that. And she's like frustrated that they won't just receive it. And so, I mean, obviously it's a very, what's the word? Like, negative isn't the word I'm looking for. Pessimistic view. I think every generation has to take responsibility for the good and the bad that we've done, right? For any generation to say, no, we did everything right, we were the best, we fixed it all, would be foolish. But I think for further generations to look back and say everything you did was wrong, I don't think that that's fair either. However, I would say there are probably generations that have done more harm than good, for sure, that the coming generations have to then try to repair. But every generation is going to have its negatives and positives. I guess the hope would be that you could have a more net positive in the end. So these lines succinctly describe the 60s as the time of the Vietnam War, psychedelic drug use, perhaps reference to the war and drug use both, a time when young people dying was seemingly not very uncommon. Can we just say c'est la vie implies this state of affairs is actually just the way things were during this time period, for better or for worse? Or maybe even the mother being like, can't we just look over it? Can't we just forget about it? Also, interestingly, Vietnam was known as French Indochina, from 87 to 45, and officially became the state of Vietnam in 1949. French remained a widely spoken language in the area, so perhaps this use of c'est la vie is related to the Vietnam reference. Yuka Honda of Cibo Matto was in fact born in 1961, so she may actually be speaking from experience. Do you have a headache or a heartbreak? Are you made or broken by the birthday cake? You may be slow on the uptake. I pour pot in the birthday cake. There's the snap. She drugged the cake. So what? Say what for my own sake? I'm going to change to a rattlesnake. Turn up the TV. Do you agree? I'm talking turkey. Take it from me. I'm going to show my love for my dove. Now everything is going out of control because the mother drugged the cake. Thinks it was for love. Somebody proposed a suggestion. Show my love for my dove might refer to the concept of children flying the nest. Trying to show love for her son who no longer lives at home by somewhat overzealous making a cake. But it's moldy, Mom, isn't it? Okay, well then just add all this stuff and shut up and eat. Too bad. Wow. That's really interesting to me. Let me know your thoughts on that. All right, let's get into track 6, Know Your Chicken.
chick before you go on the shit I break.
She went to college, studied anatomy. I followed her for the butchery. We got two babies, is it cool? Well, one's magenta, the other was blue.
I know my chicken. You got to know you're a chicken. I know my chicken. You got to know you're a chicken. I know my chicken. You got to know you're a chicken. I know my chicken. You got to know you're a chicken. I know my chicken. You got to know you're a chicken.
Do you know your chickens? Okay, at first I was like, okay, maybe this is about drugs, you know, meeting this person who's got these chicks, one's blue, one's magenta. But then as it went on, I was like, I really don't feel like it has anything to do with drugs. And then what happened to the blue chicken again? The blue chicken, it just died or whatever. But then she had a lover over, like cooked the other chick that grew up. I have not been more interested in lyrics in a long time. I mean, I'm always interested in lyrics, but these have me like, I really want to know what's happening here. So 16 years ago, one day, I was walking down the street. I was cruising in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Something was cooking, but wasn't yet a chicken. So like something was cooking. Something was like in waiting. Something was there was, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it wasn't yet a chicken, but something was brewing, you know, that whole kind of idea. It wasn't yet a chicken. There was a man selling chicks in a box. He said 2 for 1, but 3 for 2. He said, that's not bad. Here's money for you. One was magenta, the other was blue. We'll look into these in a minute. I know my chicken, you got to know your chicken. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe it's about drugs. But then one day the blue one went away. The other grew up. So one went away, one grew up. She was noisy every night. I had always chicken bite. So the chicken grew up and was noisy and would fight, would be, you know, was like a bad chicken. Then I met a lover. One night she made me dinner. Licking finger. I wondered where she got the chicken. So like she cooked the magenta chicken, right? This about relationships. I know my chicken, you got to know your chicken. Spare the rod, spoil the chick before you go and shit a brick. So this is very much spare the rod, spoil the child. I know this is like a negative thing, but what exactly does the term mean? Shitting bricks, vulgar slang idiom that means to be extremely frightened, nervous, or anxious. Describe a state of intense panic where a person is so scared their body, physically reacts to the stress. So is it like you need to know your people? You need to be able to tell people apart? Because then you get down here, she went to college to study anatomy. I followed her father's butchery. We got 2 babies. Is it cool? One was magenta. The other was blue. So let's see here first. Okay, there's nothing down here. We got a music video for it. Okay, let's scroll through here for a second. In Japan, live baby chicks used to be sold to children at festivals, dyed in bright colors like magenta and blue. This was largely discontinued in the 1990s as it was considered inhumane, and the baby chicks were often discarded after being taken home. That's terrible. Colors blue and pink also suggest a boy and a girl in particular. Okay, right. The Italian phrase, I know my chicken, is a figure of speech which means I know my people. So one day, the boy went away. The girl grew up. She was noisy. Then I met a lover one night. She made me dinner. This says the song ends on an unsettling note. It seems this couple has grown up to become experts on anatomy and slaughter. Now the children are colored like the chickens. Or would you understand that they've now agreed to eat their children? Well, and that's what I'm trying. I was like, does this get into some sort of like cannibalism? What? But again, I feel like with many of these, there's a deeper like social meaning. Because the idea, hopefully it doesn't have anything to do with, you know, like physical abuse. The idea of, unfortunately, you know, when somebody lets lovers into their home and, you know, that person abuses their child, like the other person's child. All right. As always, let me know your thoughts. Let's go to track 7, Theme. This is 10 minutes and 49 seconds. Wow. But supposedly it's supposed to help shed some light on what's going on. All right, I gotta scroll the lyrics on this one.
The scent of its cappuccino was carried on the wind of Milano.
This is the most experimental thing I have encountered on this channel.
He steered me up and down as if I was a restaurant menu. The accidental meeting made my blood red.
Bringing in the trumpet at this time. Okay, so a little infatuation. Let me know if this kind of genre and this sound was somewhat common at the time, or, you know, were they really like doing something really different? This song's been pretty straightforward so far.
When you touch me on the knee, I can feel your vibration. When you capture my secret key, I can hear your pulsation. Hit me!
It's cool to hit me and that's like slap.
眠れない夜、朝まで起きて、強いコーヒー一杯、ああ、ちょうだいな。ああ、フライパンの上に乗ってるみたいな気分になる。油をひいて、油をひいて、油をひいて、私の体を焦がしてよ。Make my body burn.
You can make me blush. Sounds like a bear breathing. It sounds like somebody sawing. It sounds like creaking. And you kind of move in this blissful space. Little steel drum. I want a steel drum. Oh, I guess I can stop scrolling. I'm not going to recognize any of the lyrics. We'll just listen. A train. Well, it's very reminiscent of like the psychedelic rock experiences from Pink Floyd, you know, crafting these kind of journeys and soundscapes, which 100% this track is like one of those things. Because after I listened to Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, you know, and kind of, it was my first experience with Pink Floyd, period, kind of getting a grasp of what they were doing and stuff. I think the night that I listened to that album, or either the next day, I laid down in bed one evening and put both my headphones in and just let the whole thing go, you know, and it does just take you on these ebbs and flows and kind of crazy highs. And so this to me is reminiscent of that, and is honestly one of those things that I would love to like lay in the dark and kind of just listen to, and, you know, no other agenda, no needed to understand, but just go with where it's taking you. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see here, because a lot of the song is in French, and even in, I think, some Japanese, to see what are kind of the pieces that we missed. So there's no about section on the song. Obviously, she meets this man. I love that idea. My heel was stepping on his shadow. The scent of his cappuccino was carried on the wind of Milano. It's, you know, like a romantic place as well. Made my blood red like Chianti, the red wine. My, oh my baby. Okay, and then you kind of get into, we know where they're at here. A night I can't sleep, awake until the morning. Give me a strong cup of coffee. I feel like I'm riding on top of a frying pan. Apply the oil. Burn my body. For this knowledge, the sausages, the salmon. For this knowledge, the tongue of the calf, the asparagus, the corn. For this knowledge, I drop it. This knowledge, could the dinner, where the green snake plays, the best cuisine, I bought before anything else, good quality for our last sovereign. You see, it's an invitation to you. It's an invitation to you. Wild. What an interesting song. So maybe we can go check out the rest of this piece on this article. I guess we can see it fine here. So where did we leave off here? Each track is a distinctive sound. For the easily confused, theme helpfully describes the theme of the album, with two strangers meeting in a coffee shop, followed by the sound of creaking bedposts, ending with soft whispers. It's not necessarily road trip or club material. Its curiosity value gets downright annoying upon repeated listenings. It is, however, insightful, creative, worth listening to at least once. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this last, this whole line about all these foods, which I think there is some sexual connotation in a lot of this. She paid, she gave everything for the cuisine. And really wild, dude. Just like like I was saying, even in the song, you know, were there other people doing things like this? I mean, outside of, you know, kind of the Pink Floyd feeling that's in here, because there's obviously a lot more in here, like the rock and the rap and things like that. But it seems so unique. Okay, let's go to track 8, The Candyman. 'Cause the Candyman can. Oh, this is so interesting. I don't remember this in Willy Wonka. Well, I think that one's pretty straightforward. She likes the Candyman. I'm curious about the song, because obviously, like, I know the Candyman song from Willy Wonka, but is it a song that was written for the film, or does it predate the film? Let's see. Candyman is a song that originally appeared in the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, written by Leslie Bricusse and Anthony Newley. Well, Christina Aguilera has a song. I wonder if it's similar at all. Let's see. Candyman song lyrics. All right, everybody gather around. The Candyman is here. What kind of candy do you want? Who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two? Candyman. So it's the same lyrics, it looks like. What in the world? My other cat is in my trash can, rustling stuff around. You probably can't hear it, but I'm going, 1 second. Little troublemaker. Are you making a bed in my trash can? All right, Bill out. Getting close to lunchtime. Stop it! Pardon the interruption. So it looks like similar lyrics, if not the same lyrics, but obviously a different connotation with it. That's so interesting. I was not expecting to come across that at all. Okay, track 9 is Pain Perdu. I love the like manic vibe of the trumpets when it's this idea of we gotta get out. I wonder if silver wheat is a real thing or if it's like a stand-in I don't know, silver wheat almost makes me think of money. She talks about this idea of being sick of cliches. It gets this feeling to me of the rat race is the best way I have to put it, but like the normal life, she's kind of sick of that. This one person wants to be grounded. She kind of wants to be in the sky. The idea of his love being sweet as maple, or your maple is so sweet, like it does something to her, but then it begins to go stale. And so to me, it feels like, and she says it's too mushy, you know, so maybe it's like she feels this infatuation and she kind of enjoys this time with this person, but then maybe doesn't want to get too attached because, and so it starts to feel stale. What was sweet is now stale, and she's got to get out, like get away. That's kind of what I'm picking up on it. But let's see. Okay, there's no about on this. Let me just see if silver wheat is actually like a type of wheat. So silver wheat most commonly refers to a wheat chain, also called a spiga chain, made of sterling silver or fine silver, popular in jewelry. Can also refer to vintage sterling flatware patterns like Reed and Barton silver wheat. Huh. Like a wheat chain, which could be like him giving her a chain for affection, or like, because the idea of buying someone jewelry, you know, if you're somebody that doesn't necessarily want to commit to a relationship, maybe the idea of getting bought jewelry, because now it feels like this person has made an investment in you, and for you to wear something so you would see them, you would end up seeing them, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same thing, but the similar thing of like proposing to somebody, presenting someone with this ring is like, oh, okay, now like we're talking about a commitment, like me and you for a long time. And so the idea of buying someone jewelry, I think, can kind of have that same feeling. Can you take my silver wheat, mix it up with butter and a treat? I feel a chill go down my feet. Your maple is so sweet. So yeah, that's, I don't know, my best guess on that. All right, let's get into track 10, titled Artichoke. Like somebody taking the trash out? This really is an audio experience.
It's like an artichoke. I eat petals myself one by one.
Like choosing how to spend your heart almost.
Till enough until I lose to love.
I wonder if this is supposed to be until I lose to love. That's what it sounded like.
When I end to eat the last one, I will tear my drops. I will lose my lips.
I can't tell if this is supposed to be like a clicking of a clock, like time, or if it's like a chopping.
Though I can't stop blacking off. I can't see my core. I keep asking for you more and more. Can you peel my petals one by one? Your hands are like a rusty knife. Are you gonna keep on peeling me? Are you gonna keep on peeling me? Are you gonna keep on peeling me? While I am gonna be on the pen, will I be burnt black? Can you squeeze a lemon on me? A lemon on me. Baby, baby, everything you wanna feel. Baby, baby, everything you wanna taste. Baby, baby, everything you wanna feel. Baby, baby, everything you wanna taste.
I don't know what you'd call that instrument. Some sort of like tribal type wind instrument. Or maybe it's like a Japanese instrument. I want to hop back over to that article in a moment because it was talking about Artichoke in, I felt like a really, like a shocking way. To me, this feels like, so my heart is like an artichoke. I eat petals myself one by one until I feel enough, until I lose, it says laugh here, but I feel like she said love, so we'll try to confirm that. When I end to eat the last one, I will tear my drops, I will lose my lips. though I can't stop plucking off. I can't see my core. I keep asking you for more and more. Can you peel my petals one by one? Your hands are like a rusty knife. Are you going to keep on peeling me? Are you going to keep on peeling me? What am I going to be on the pan? Will I be burnt black? Can you squeeze a lemon on me, baby? So I guess, you know, there's one way that this could be taken, and it could be the idea of masturbation, and then now he's there helping, but then maybe like not doing the right job, if that makes sense. Because then your hands become like this rusty knife. Can you squeeze a lemon on me? Everything you want to feel, everything you want to taste. So maybe that's why it's the shocking side. I feel like the other side I was thinking is like, my heart's this artichoke, and she's essentially peeling away, giving parts of herself, you know, giving herself to people, and you know, but then has this now a person who is now like peeling these parts off of her heart, but then like in a bad way, his hands become like a rusty knife. And are you just going to keep peeling? Are you just going to keep taking from me? And in the end, am I just going to be burnt black? Like, are you going to treat me better? So I think there obviously can be a physical side of that, but there's also, to me, I guess what I started to think first was an emotional side of it. Let's see. This article said, the intense sensuality meaning is best displayed in Artichoke, though at first an extended whining session turns into a quite poetic end to the album. For the easily confused, theme helpfully describes the well. Okay. So that's all it said about that, which I guess, yes, this is the close to the album. I think it's a fitting close, you know, with everything that's gone on. There is a bonus track on here that we are going to listen to. It's called Jive. It's a hidden track, so it would have been... Oh, it's only 18 seconds. So... Actually, let's hop in there real quick. I won't even worry about the transition. And listen, because this would be, I'm assuming, after an extended time at the end of this song, it would go into Jive, but it's only 18 seconds. Let's let this finish out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gave you the transition out of that. That wasn't necessary. So yeah, just a little thing of them. Sounds like either working out a beat or just waiting, maybe in the studio. All right, let's see. Okay, no about section on it, no comments on it. That's so wild to me, man. Some of these things that don't have anybody saying anything about it. But then again, I'm not writing anything, so makes sense. Yeah, I could see both sides, the physical and the emotional on that. All right, let's talk about, well, and I don't think it lists the instruments. There's not enough detail on these tracks. Yeah, because sometimes you get, you know, like it'll list specific instruments and things that are used. So let me know if you know. Man, okay, like I've said throughout this, definitely the most experimental thing I've listened to. I think even beyond Dark Side of the Moon, just because the style, the speaking, the rapping, the rock elements, there's a lot of atmospheric stuff going on in here. There's a lot of subtext, you know, and hidden meaning in many of these things, which I think makes the writing, and I've said this is one of the most interesting pieces of writing that I've come across. I do think that an album like this is a hard something to return to, just like the article said. I think there are parts of it and maybe moments that it's like, oh, let me throw that thing on, you know, and experience it. But I don't think it's the kind of thing I would just throw on, you know, like hop in the truck, gonna drive down the road a little bit, like, oh yeah, let me throw that Viva La Woman album on. And I'm assuming Viva La Woman, the whole thing is kind of this celebration of women, celebration of sexuality. That's kind of the vibe that I get from it, a celebration of the female spirit. It's experimental, it's artsy, it's obscure, and it is interesting. So I do think, like the article said as well, that each person should probably give this a listen. And for me, that is the biggest part of this channel. It's experiencing. The music is such a vast world, universe, with all of it. Let's think of it as a universe, right? And there's all these planets and galaxies and little twinkling like stars out there, you know, and going into these different little pockets and entering these different atmospheres and experiencing what's there, almost like you know, entering other cultures around the world and stuff like that. And so I like seeing what people do and what comes to people's minds and the things that they put together and all of that. So thank you so much, Highland family, for introducing me to this one. Let me know if this is a first listen for you or something you've listened to before, anything you want to add or clarify or give your thoughts on. Always welcome that. We'll have a good conversation in the comments. If you want to request an album reaction just like this one, you can visit musicallymalnourished.com and find that option there. Or if you want access to hundreds of hours of additional content from dozens of artists, music videos, live performances, all of that, you can head over to Patreon. We're building a good community over there. Thanks for hanging out with me for this one. I hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.